Morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan from the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. And I'm happy to be with you. And I'll be on track time wise next tomorrow. I'm starting late again today. So we are in this meditative experience. We're learning all about or I'm revealing what I know about all the different dimensions that I believe are crashing in on us together right now. And I think that some of the rapid changes that are going on, and these have been predicted forever, is that 26,000 cycle, 26,000 year cycle where then we pass through the Milky Way. And in this process, everything changes rapidly, and it's been recorded by the sages throughout the ages. And so I'm just going to go briefly again about the ascension and embracing this transformation in a greater way than ever before. Because we're being called to it. And if we're here, we signed up for this, by the way. So whatever we are experiencing, we are using it to build our spiritual muscle and to come out in a way, nothing will ever be the same, but it will be so much greater because we're more awakened and more at one with everyone. So I do believe we've incarnated in this lifetime for specific reasons and specific purposes to assist others through this spiritual transformation. And it has escalated more rapidly than ever in recorded history, except for that 26,000 year uh, recycle, as I say. And so I'm calling this period a heaven quake more than anything else. And in this, most of us are aware, especially during this last year, of that dramatic shift all of our lives have taken. We can't miss it because we have been asked to change. So we're experiencing in this shift profound and unusual experiences outside and especially inside ourselves. So in this meditation this morning, not only will I be just talking a little bit about that rapid awareness that we have been led, that we have signed up for. I want to remind you this on some level these past months, but also not only just signing up for it, but also being part of it and going with the flow instead of fighting it. So everything I believe that is happening right now is not gradual. Until this year, things might have been gradual, but now I think if prayer and meditation are needed more than ever it is now, because in prayer and meditation is where we awaken to what is happening in and through and as us. So in this ascension process, many people are aware that there are many, 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 many levels that we're going through right here and right now. And some believe that there are seven dimensions. And when I say dimensions, they're not clearly defined, like this dimension and another. It's not like we open a door and shut the door. Actually, it is cyclical, all of the dimensions. And some people say that there are over 1,000 or 1,000,000 dimensions, pardon me. Some say there's 7, some say I don't understand what you're talking about. So I'm going to just say a little bit about the dimensions right now. And spiritual dimensions start out somewhat congruent with all of the other ones. So what everybody is saying right now is that we, in this third dimension, the physical dimension, that we came in for our earthly experience, our physical bodies and conscious awakening is focused in this third dimension, in that physicality. With proper intentions and practice, I know we can shift our awareness to any of the other dimensions. But right now, a lot of us are not only experiencing this physical body, this physical planet, with the challenges that are building our spiritual muscle, but also we are part of the fourth dimension. And the fourth dimension is using that third eye more than ever before. So the third dimension world is very different than what we're used to. So example is we see a tree, and in our normal waking experience, we could have a different form and intelligence of another dimension. In addition, we see not only the tree, we see the energy around the tree. We see the beauty of the tree. We feel at one lots of times with the tree. So the human physical body is said to be infinitely intelligent and fully capable of shifting dimensions, although this is very rare, but it is happening into, it is being offered to us right here and right now. And like the entire universe unto itself, we are ever expanding and vast in its content, that spiritual information that is in us. So we can instantly go into fourth and even higher dimensions. But all of these dimensions are coming together with us rapidly. So I want to again start by just relaxing in with this information. And in this relaxation process, I'm going to, then after we're going to connect, and then I'll be talking a little bit about more about this third and fourth dimension that we're in. So this energy coming forth in our crown, coming down from that light, opening our third eye, going down into our jaw, relaxing our jaw, going down into the throat chakra, going down into the heart chakra opening and seeing that lotus there. And then that energy wrapping around the body and going down, down, down the back, up the back again, relaxing all of the vertebrae. And coming down from the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the upper arms, feeling that energy go down to the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the hands. Feel the energy coming right out and flowing out the fingertips, coming right back up, wrapping all around the middle, going down the middle, and from that heart chakra into the solar plexus, and then down, down into the sacral, which is getting us close to the root chakra, which is the grounding chakra. And just that energy, that light flowing all around the back and down those chakras. And then down through the thighs. Just relax in wherever you are. Through the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet. And going right down, 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 down. Through the feet, right down to the middle earth. And anchoring. It can be anchored on a tree. Someone can be holding it. And then we feel that energy coming right back up. It's important to anchor because we're in this physical body to learn about physicality in this planet Earth. We've chosen this. So it's important to remain in that place, in that space. So then we go, that energy coming right back up out of the crown chakra, just surrounding us all together. And then we unify, I do this by breathing in 3 breaths. I unify by saying God is, because that recognizes that there is something greater than I am, source. And to me, that's love. It's not a person in the sky. It is the energetic presence that resides in and through and as us and as all living things. All objects. The energy that even in inanimate objects is alive with cells that we can't see moving constantly. So the ideas and the creator that creates its creation through love is what I see as God. So as I breathe in on the in-breath with God is, and on the out-breath with I am, and then 2 more silently, just unifying and connecting. And in this ascension period, in this meditation, let us go in and relax, and I'll be talking about the ascension process. And also ending with affirmations of how greatest we are coping with this process, or we have the ability to cope with this process. And so when I talk about dimensions, the dimensions we understand are from this third world, this third dimensional mathematical thinking. And that third dimensional mathematical theory doesn't always fit. And all of the dimensions, the dimensional mathematics that relate to spiritual dimensions are coming through a gradual transition between all the dimensions where there is really no set number. And each dimension has many layers, and so defining them, they are not a black and white energetic system. And within each dimension, the first, second, third, and the third, those are the ones we are experiencing. Each dimension has a lower, middle, and upper region with slightly different characteristics. And so the third dimension that we're in has a slightly lower vibration than the fourth dimension. And even though there is a great range between the dimensions, all of the sages throughout the ages, all of the wisdom, they agree, those sages, the characteristics of the first 5 dimensions at least, which I'm focusing on here, is the soul of consciousness of human and any other being or entity in all the dimensions at the same time. And the last dimension, which we call Source, God, Atman, Brahman, the I Am presence, the quantum field, and God, which is before or beyond any manifestation, is what we are tuning into. And although we feel our awareness is only focused in one dimension, we are actually focusing on all the dimensions. And with meditation and prayer, we can practice shifting our awareness to any of the other dimensions. And when we can be in that moment, we are opening up and awakening to seeing and understanding life in this third dimensional world very differently than what we're used to. We see, as I said, that tree and its infinite intelligence, its infinite beauty, and the entire universe residing in it as well as it's ourselves. There is no separation from that tree and us, that grain of sand. And when we get to that point where we feel at one with all of it, we see things greater beyond this third dimensional world. Sometimes we can see and feel the oneness with it all. And so let me go over the first dimension first. Because they many times they match the chakras. And so the first dimension is just like the last dimension because it flows in that spiral dynamic of the vibrations that are within us that we are opening up to. So in that first level of consciousness, that first dimension, everything here is at one point. All is one and connected. There's no separation, there's no individual identity, there's no time, past, present, and future, are from one moment, and that one moment is that one point. And again, most of the features of this first dimension are the same features of the highest dimension. So the first dimension resonates with water and the mineral kingdom and our human DNA genetic code. It is also associated with the root chakra, what we call the earth root chakra, that earth element focused on basic needs and security. And this is based on science, on anthropological understandings, that the earliest human beings were in this first chakra mainly for at least 5,000 years on this planet. And those human beings were focused primarily on the basic survival, safety, and community. And some people, some sages say that the soul passes through many lifetimes in the first three dimensions before it evolves into the physical human being we are. And yet others can shift in between the dimensions at will. There's no hierarchy, with all the dimensions being of equal value and purpose, all that is. Some people believe, that have done a lot of research on all the dimensions, that crystals are the greatest example of that first dimensional object, a rock, that has strong fourth and fifth and maybe higher dimensional intelligence and energy, which many human beings tap into when they are attracted to a certain crystal. It brings them right home. So today we honor that all the dimensions that lie within us. Now I'm going to go into the silence. And I want you to go back to a place, envision a place where you knew there was no separation from you and all that was on this planet. It could have been in the ocean. It could have been out in nature by a tree. Usually they're nature experiences. Could have been a major heavenquake aha moment where you saw past, present, future, and the eternality of the soul. It could have been in regressions or progressions from hypnosis, where you went back many lifetimes and understood what the purpose you were having here is, and go forward. Or you can go into the future to see also, because that cycle, just like the dimensions, already exists. We are choosing to show up in this third dimensional experience so that we can deepen and remember who we are, that spiritual divine being, building our spiritual muscle, our awakening on this planet right here and right now. So just relax in. That's a lot of information I just gave. Just relax in. And breathe it all in. Breathe it in that you are the star, the moon, the skies, the water, the earth, the heart, the soul. You are it all. Breathe it in. And if you are listening to this, your vibration is already awakening and coming up into a higher vibrational experience. You are that 5 billion-year-old carbon. Experiencing life in a whole different way. And as we awaken, as I stay in the I am, please personalize these words and take time and patience with yourself. Love yourself right where you are. When you have those third dimensional experiences and emotions, just observe them. Just be the observer. Welcome them. Go with the flow. Find out where they take you in this process of learning who you are, that one divine spirit, that aspect of the one, the Brahman, God, the Christ energy, whatever you call it, it is the thing itself. And then ask to have it revealed in and through and as you. What is mine to do? What is mine to know? What is mine to experience in ways that are graceful and ease, and I do with ease and grace, so that I may deepen my experience, my soul. And as you tune in, you become aware of the oneness and respect all human diversity and our natural environments. Navigating this interesting time in our human development will become more common. There'll be a wider range. As I said, I've always felt that the internet is the interloper. I think without all the noise on the planet and all the distractions, we knew worldwide. We communicated worldwide through that third eye, through that knowing of what's happening. And so our sensitivity, and I don't know how else to put this, that psychic knowing, like someone's going to call, that oneness with everythingness in the quietness reveals our connection with it all. So we'll be exhibiting, I am already exhibiting a wider range of tuning in globally, and already that is becoming the norm. And again, I love myself. I am patient with myself. But these changes don't happen overnight. Typically, there's a lot of resistance against change. But by my being open and focusing, as I stay in the I am and personalize these words, by my being open and focusing on developing our first, second, third, and fourth dimensional consciousness, and becoming tuned in to this planet and its oneness, this vision of oneness, working together, honoring all diversity, embracing it all, seeing the importance of it all. This vision of oneness becomes a living reality. So in this process, as I tune in, I am not tuning into a specific idea. The idea is I am opening up and awakening to heaven on earth. Seeing it, feeling it, recognizing it, seeing beyond the physical objects, seeing that energetic presence that radiates outward. Some call it that aura energy around everything. Seeing it in my own self, watching people recognize my beauty, because that beauty that I am lies within me, not outside. It's radiating from that energetic presence. There are realms, some call them even the realms of the archangels and the ascended masters, such as Jesus, Saint Germain, Isis, Krishna, Buddha. And many other beings who have never had any relationship to our earth, but they are higher dimensional beings right here that surround us, that walk among us even, and they seem to be perfect and flawless. And yet they are here to accept the challenges. And so my soul, I am experiencing my soul at its fullest right here and right now. And my soul is manifested in a mirror image of the unmanifested source, which I call God, or Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, whatever you want the thing itself. It is the first creation of the Creator. My soul, the soul of the planet, the soul of everything exists, both as a singular manifestation of Source, of the universal soul, some call it the Oversoul, as well in the diversity of all that exists. Everything has its own personal soul, which is an aspect of the Oversoul. So as I tune into this today, I realize I have never been alone. I am at one with it all. And I love myself because as I love myself and that unique fingerprint of God that I am, I love others. And their differences don't scare me. They intrigue me as I learn more and more about myself and embrace it all in that loving place.